Welcome to this week's Ask GMBN. We have got some great questions. We've got someone who knows all the answers and someone who's not sure. I'm sure it's going to work.
I know
Neil,
everything.
Are you ready?
I don't.
You don't. Well, let's try. Let's try and find out. We have got a great question to start this week from Tommy Saranen, who is a regular commentator on the channel. So thanks for another question, Tommy. He says, I know this is the wrong place to ask, but what tyres would you recommend for snow riding, not spike tyres? It's usually pretty soft and I need a ton of traction, 2.6, 2.8 width. Any suggestions?
The biggest
Neil?
ones you can fit. I did notice in the replies there were more questions saying to get a fat bike, but you don't want to get a fat bike because, of course, it's a pretty specialist thing.
Yes.
So you just want to go as big as you can. I've used normal spike tyres, not with metal studs. You know, we used to call them spikes, the old mud tyres you race downhill on. They would dig in pretty nicely if the snow's hard. But if it's a bit soft, you want a big fat tyre like a plus tyre if you can fit them. Yeah. You have to check what size your bike fits, really. Yeah.
I spent a bit of time riding plus when I came back after my accident. That was what I had to start with. Yeah. And a plus tyre, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was a great feel. Can be a bit vague.
2.6 are getting a bit more standard probably, so it might be as big as you can go, to be fair. So try that out.
No. Good. You can go down the spike route, actually. I've seen a few things in our hacks and bodges over the last few years where people have made their own spikes and just
screws, hardware screws through
back through it. Yeah.
Must take a long time.
Yeah, but I bet it's great when it works.
I bet it's not great when you buzz your arse on the back tyre. AJ has replied, actually, we're talking about, do you remember? You might not remember. I'm talking about pins for pedals. Yes. And he said that Crank Brothers pins are M3 0.5 thread. So there's an answer for those people that were looking at trying to buy different pins for those pedals. So you want to get the right thread. I can't remember what it's called. Measurement.
Yes. I've got you. Noah S. What's the difference between? Oh, this is a good one here. Actually, this will test you. What's the difference between volume spacers, compression? Often you can use both.
See, compression damping, you just wind that on, that's going to make your fork or shock harder, so harder to compress.
Right.
A volume spacer is going to make it, add more, it's going to reduce the air volume inside, and it's going to make that fork ramp up harder. So the further you go into stroke, the harder and harder it gets. So you have a nice supple first bit and then it gets progressively harder, rather than being linear the whole way. Compression, damping, it's more linear, I suppose. If you put more damping on it, makes it harder the whole way through the stroke.
Right. Okay. So
you can use both.
But it is two different things.
Yeah.
Yes, it is two different things. Yeah. I get confused on suspension. I really do. It was so much easier with motorcycles. I understood it all.
Oh. Well, we've done a video about confusing mountain bike suspension jargon. Check that out.
Now, lockout's the sort of thing that you're going to want on your bike. For example, if you ride up hills quite a lot, you don't want the suspension to be bobbing around to your body weight, so you whack that lockout on. Now, on the inside of the shock absorber, there are a system of shims that the oil flows through, and the shims have different size holes in them. Bigger holes enable the oil to flow through faster, smaller holes will flow through slower, and when you close the holes, the oil can't flow at all.
Right, next question is from Isidore Sindrich, and he says, are any XC pros riding tubular wheels? Oh, that's interesting.
That's a good question. I know Nino Schurter used to, did a pro bike check when GMBN started. He had those Dugast tubular tyres.
Yeah.
I don't think he does anymore. I don't think he runs those tyres. I think he runs different brand tyres that aren't tubular. So I don't know. Not many, if there are.
What would be the reason for running that?
I don't actually know.
So we're talking like tubs. Right?
So it
would be like a tyre glued on the rim.
Well, I think it's just more resistant to punctures. Probably lighter.
Would it be lighter? I find that hard to believe.
I don't know why.
It's strange. Does anyone know? Tell us if you know why. Why would you use tubs?
I know. I've heard Rob Roscott, the owner of Santa Cruz, used to make his own with downhill tyres. It's really expensive. He had to get a bit of whatever, bottom half the tyre stitched on to your Maxxis high road or whatever.
Oh my god.
And there must be a good reason.
Yeah, wow. I'd like to know why that would be. I've not had any experience of that in mountain biking.
Nope.
And I've often seen people taking tubs off road wheels and thought,
gluing them.
Looks like
you have to glue them to your rim. What a pain in the arse.
Anytime you've got to glue something, not a good idea. Any good questions coming in from you, Neil?
Justin Rothk, sorry. Should you clean brand new rotors? Disc brake rotors.
Right. Oh, now. I've got a bit of experience of both sides of this because I've just got a new mountain trike. Have you seen it downstairs?
Yeah,
it's sick, right? And I've got a rotor. I just cannot stop it squeaking, right? And I want to clean it, but I sort of feel like it's because it was cleaned at the start.
Possibly.
I don't know what to do.
I would never clean a brand new rotor because it should be clean. I would just get them dirty, get them really muddy and horrible and wet, and they'll bed in really nicely. I mean, the pads will bed in nicely and all work. But if you get something on there, then you will have to clean them.
Yeah, see, I don't know what to do. What I always used to do on my trials bikes was get them covered in mud and get them squirt water with grit in it on purpose, and then
it works.
They would work incredible.
Doddy has done a video on how to clean your disc brakes.
Let's have a look.
Now the brake cleaner does evaporate, so once you've cleaned one and you're happy with that, just set it aside. Your next step is to get the pads onto the block here with the sandpaper already in place and give them a good rubbing down. Just want to make sure there's no chance of any of that residue still being on there. And of course, by doing this, and we're going to do the same to the disc rotors, creates a surface that's going to map really well together.
Next up, we've got a question from Daniel Wynne Thomas, and he's saying, my dropper post sags a little when I put my weight on the seat. Is this normal or does it need servicing? It's a RockShox Reverb. Thanks.
That's the RockShox Reverb thing. They used to do that a bit. I think they've sorted it a bit, but it does need servicing. Yeah, more reliable than it used to be, but mine used to do that. You sit on the thing and it drops in about an inch.
Oh, right. So it's part of the sort of part of the makeup of that product.
Completely fixable, and I think the new ones are much better.
Right, okay. Next up, we've got Mung Bean 84. With regards to the tyre/repair, in Oz, I have used a £5 note to retain a tube short term. I don't understand this question.
$5.
$5 in Australia. Difference.
Because they have those in Australia. They have those plastic notes, don't they? So you can go.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right.
You can go surfing with them and chasing crocodiles with them or whatever.
So he's used that to retain a tube short term. So he like almost to fix a cut in the tyre.
I've done it with. I did it with a crisp packet. When was that?
What?
I went to the Athens bike park over Christmas and I was riding my cross country tyres and it's really slaty and I put a massive slice in tyre, got a crisp packet, stuffed it in there, just so that you can put a tube in and the tube doesn't go out there.
Oh, I see.
To anything, really.
I see. That's amazing. That's such a bodge. But stuffing money or crisp packets in the tyres.
Mung Bean says it's good because you'll definitely be motivated to change it when you get home. So it's $5 inside your tyre.
That's a good point. That is a really good point. I love that question. That is amazing. That was more of a statement, actually.
I'm not sure.
This is what I do.
I think the Aussie notes are probably better than most people's notes, aren't they?
Well, we've got them in the UK now, them funny plastic £5 notes. They're really weird. Yeah. They're really weird. Like that, Mung Bean, very good. Go for it.
Philip Schmidt is going on a flight soon with his bike and he's worried about damages to his expensive baby. Do you know any good travel insurance that covers $3.5 grand bikes? It's just a one-way trip. Thanks in advance.
There's plenty of good travel insurance. I would be more thinking about a really good bag to put it in.
That was what I don't know.
That solves the problem.
That was going to be my thing, is learning how to pack your bike properly. If you do it really well, it's really unlikely to get damaged.
Yeah.
I don't know about bike insurance for that, for an expensive bike like we'll ride for travelling, but there probably are options. Maybe if anyone knows, leave us a comment down below, can help us all out.
Yeah.
But learn how to pack your bag, and Doddy's done a video on that as well.
Now there are other bags on the market as well that offer similar principles, but the thing I like about this particular bag is what's inside. It's got a roll cage system on the inside which protects your bike, and the reason I'm telling you that now is because I'm going to pack my bike into this particular bag and I'm going to use the blocks that come with the bag to protect the fork, the chain set, and of course the back of the bike.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Neil.
You are wrong, Martin.
Always.
But Alex has sent in this video of him riding his bike in the Malvern Hills using our uploader, of course. He's trying to send a whip off a small hip.
Amazing. Let's have a look. Love a whip.
So he's trying to get it bigger without casing the jump.
Slow-mo coming in.
Super slow-mo.
I like how he's got all his friends lined up to get the shot. Here we go. He's off. It started okay. Oh no, he's going to flat land it. Bang. Okay, I've got some views on that, Neil.
So I wonder if he's landing on top of the table or if it is just a fly off. Can't really tell from the video.
No, I mean, he's definitely landing on. He's not landing in a downslope, which to do a really good whip, you do need to land in a downslope. Because if you think about it, as you come out of the jump and you whip it out like that, a downslope's going to mean that angle you're coming in at can be even more twitched over. But if you're landing flat, it's going to go off in that direction that you're pointing. Whereas you've got a downslope, it's going to pull you straight because all of the motion is moving in the same direction as the jump.
I think that's how everyone starts. And you do like a kick out, you land sideways, you go bunk and fly off that way.
Not good.
But you just get a feel for the movement of moving the bike out, but also the sort of reverse movement of bringing it back in.
Yeah.
And its practice is, like I say, it's finding a hip jump as well with the down slope, so you can actually turn into it and land a bit sideways because that's going to work.
Yeah. And if you watch some of the guys do really big whips, you know, can really throw it out there. A lot of the motion is in their body rather than in the bike. And on that jump there, you can see that basically the bike's got the weight of the movement, and then when he lands it goes one way. But if you see someone doing it really big, the bike's being pulled along with their body weight and their weight is actually over in front of them, and that's what pulls them into the landing. You've got to be pulled off straight down the trail.
Yeah, pulled off straight down the trail.
Being pulled off down the trail is how it's going to go down. And it's always good.
There you go. That's it for this week's Ask. If you want to see a video of me versus Blake in a challenge, Ashton Court, click over here for that one.
Yeah, and if you would like to see Blake's hardtail enduro challenge where he went and raced and did really well, click over here. Click on the globe to subscribe.
Thumbs up.
And give us a thumbs up.
Leave your questions down below, of course.